I'll be giving you in this video a spreadsheet that I've created so you can actually record all of your trades. And you're going to see that in this spreadsheet there's going to be a lot of insights on the trades that you took so you can understand better what works and what doesn't work. And I've created that spreadsheet so as to really help you understand what works and what doesn't work for you, because most of the time I've noticed that we take trades without necessarily knowing what actually worked best in the past. So at least with that spreadsheet you'll have better insights on what works and what doesn't. And if at any point you find this video interesting and you actually like the spreadsheet that I'm sharing with you today, please consider subscribing and liking this video. That's really the best support you can give me, and I know at least that you like this spreadsheet, and maybe in the future I'll do other ones. So without waiting, let's jump right in. I'm going to walk you through the spreadsheet that I've created for you. I'm going to explain how it works and what are the insights that you can see so you can actually use it at its best. So before going into the deep analysis, I just want to tell you that all of the data that you can actually see right now in this spreadsheet are absolutely fake trades. I haven't taken those trades, they're just there so as to actually fill in the spreadsheet so you could see how it would look if you were actually putting trades in. So you can see that on the left you start by just putting your capital, and you need to put the capital that you're starting with. And other than the capital that you're starting with, there is really nothing else to input on the left side of the spreadsheet. Everything is going to be calculated automatically, and you really just have to put the capital that you're starting with. And after that, it's only going to be about filling in your trade. So you see that it starts with a date, then you need to put the ticker, then you need to put the expiration. Are you buying or selling an option? Is it a call or a put? The strike, the number of contracts, the opening price, the closing price, and that's basically it. And after this, everything is going to be filled in automatically and it is going to be calculated automatically. And the main goal of that spreadsheet really is to really give you insights on the trades that you're taking. And it's really to help you understand what is working best for you, what has worked best in the past for you, and what hasn't worked for you. Because you know, it's very easy to take trades in the stock market, but it's a lot harder to actually have a reflection on what worked in the past and what hasn't worked in the past. And that's really why I've made that spreadsheet, so it can really help you understand what worked and what doesn't. And sometimes when I record trades and after that I look at the trade that I've taken, it's really surprising to see sometimes the insights that I get, because you don't necessarily realize the insights that you get. It's only after you've taken a lot of trades that you can actually say what worked and what doesn't. We're going to describe the left hand side of the spreadsheet because this is really where all of the analysis is taking place. By the way, if you have any question about this spreadsheet, please don't hesitate to comment it below. I'll be happy to answer any question that you can have. And the first thing that I would like us to look at is the win rate percentage overall. Overall, I win 71% of the time, and that's actually quite useful, but this is still pretty basic, and we're gonna go a lot deeper into the analysis later on. And a deeper analysis would start directly by looking at the win rate percentage for the long trades that you take and the win rate percentage for the short trades that you take. Just as a reminder, a long trade is when you buy an option or when you buy a spread. A short trade is when you're going to sell an option or sell a spread. So for example, if you sell a put, if you sell an option, that's what I call a short trade. If you buy an option, that's what I call a long trade. And directly you can actually see the win rate percentage for your long trades and for your short trades. And that's actually quite useful to know this, because what happens if you are only losing money when you actually go long and you haven't really realized this? Well, at least this spreadsheet tells you that, for example, if you have a win rate percentage for long trades of, let's say, 10%, and for the short trades you have a much higher win rate, then maybe it's actually better to focus on the short trades. And that's what that spreadsheet is made for, so as to tell you some insights about how you're actually trading. And then after that, we have the average dollar gain, meaning that it's how much you win when you win a trade on average. And you see that in our examples with all those fake trades, I win basically $186 on average when I win. Under that, we have the average dollar loss, which is how much you lose on average when you lose a trade, and you see here that it's $128. And then after that, we have the average percentage gain, meaning that instead of talking in terms of monetary value, instead of talking in terms of dollars, we're talking in terms of percentage. And you see that here the average percentage gain is 51%, meaning that, for example, if you buy an option at $1, well, in average, you're going to win 51%, meaning that you're going to resell your option at $1.51. And the average percentage loss is exactly the same, except that here we're looking at the percentage loss that you have on average when you lose a trade, and you see that here is almost 32%. But we can actually even go further than this, because we can even look at the average dollar gain and the average percentage gains for your long trade and short trade. And that's something that is really useful, because now you start having insights on how you traded in the past, and maybe that for you it's better to actually go long because usually you earn more, and it's maybe, for example, the short trades that really drag you down, or maybe it's the opposite, but that's something that you can find out by filling in that spreadsheet. So for example, we see that the average dollar gain for long trades is how much money you win on average when you win on a long trade. And you see that in our example, when I win on a long trade, the amount is $182, and the average percentage gain for long trades in terms of percentage is 47%. And for the short trades, the average dollar gain is $190, and the average percentage gain for short trades is 56%. And what does it tell us? Well, it tells us that on the short trades, I usually earn more than the long trades. And you see that whether it's in terms of monetary value or in terms of percentage, I actually earn more on the short trades. And now you can actually start asking yourself, is it better, for example, for you to go long or go short when you're actually trading? And that's something that we can also look at when we look at the average dollar loss and the average percentage loss. When we look, for example, here at the average dollar loss and the average percentage loss for long trades, you see that usually when I go long on a trade, I lose $75 and I lose almost 30% of the trade. And that's something that you can look at when you look at the average dollar loss. So for example, for the long trades, you see that my average dollar loss for long trades is of $75 and my average percentage loss for long trades is of 29.64%. Compared to the average dollar loss for short trade, which is $146, and my average percentage loss for short trades is of 32%. So you see here that there is a major difference between my long trades and my short trades. When I lose on a short trade, it tends to be a lot bigger than my long trades, meaning that as much as the percentage is actually quite similar, there is not a big difference between 29.64 and 32.66. You see that the monetary value is actually a lot bigger, between $75 and $146. So you see that those insights that you can have with the spreadsheet is really unique, because now you can actually start knowing which trades are actually dragging you down, and now you can start having insights on the short and long trades. And you see here in our examples that the short trades tend to drag me down more than actually when I lose on a long trade. After that, we can look at the largest winning trade and the largest losing trade, and we can see the number of call, puts and spreads that are being traded right now. And under that, we look at the P&L per day. So that's actually quite interesting to understand how much you win and how much you lose per day. Maybe there are some days where you lose a lot of money, and maybe if you see that you lose more on certain days, maybe it's worth actually checking out those particular days so you can see which trades have really dragged you down so you don't do the same mistakes again. And last but not least, I've included in this spreadsheet the P&L per ticker, and that's very interesting to know how much money you earn per ticker and which tickers have been the most profitable for you. Sometimes you're going to be surprised on which tickers have been the most profitable for you or which ones have been the most unprofitable for you, meaning that sometimes you keep on trading certain tickers and actually those tickers are only making you lose money over time. And this is a really good way of knowing which tickers have been the most profitable for you. So personally, this is something that have really brought me a lot of insights when I started really recording my trades and I started looking at which tickers have been the most profitable for me. Because usually this is not really something that is being shown by the broker, which tickers have been the most profitable for you. Hence why I wanted to include it in this spreadsheet so you can actually have some insights. So you see that overall, you just need to input which type of trades you're taking. Is it a long trade? Is it a short trade? What is the opening price, the closing price, and the ticker, so you can have all of those insights for you. And trust me that overall on the long term, if you keep recording your trades, you're gonna be really surprised on the insights that you can get. And it's going to give you insights, for example, on which tickers have been the most profitable for you that you should maybe keep trading, or which tickers maybe you should stop trading because over time they've only been making you lose money. And before downloading this spreadsheet, if you could just maybe consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video if you appreciate the insights that you could find in this spreadsheet, I'd really appreciate it. You can find the link to download this spreadsheet in the description of the video. It's free and you don't need to do anything, just maybe a like or a comment that you actually appreciate. This spreadsheet is really enough and I'd really appreciate it. Take good and informed decisions. I'll see you in the next video, and in the meantime, I wish you all the best.